at least in my experience, just from what I saw, the issue of crime and just poverty was more prevalent in Serbia and Bosnia. Uh, their economic standings weren't the best, and so it often led people to either living on the street or go to drastic measures. Uh, in both places I served, in Serbia and Bosnia, poverty was an issue. You would see people begging for money, but usually you didn't have problems with it. Usually these people were often very friendly. One of my memories is, I don't know if they were a family or just close friends, but there were these beggars in the capital city of Serbia, Beograd, and what they did for a living was they actually stood outside of our church, which was next to a very busy road, and they were there with windshield wipers and scrapers, bucket of water, and they'd go and wash people's windows to try and make an earning for their lives. And so often these people weren't people to be afraid of. It's just they appeared that way because they didn't have the same living qualities or living standards that we do. They couldn't keep themselves clean. I mean, that's not their fault, and so people would often misjudge them and just think, oh, they're going to steal from me, they're going to pick my pocket. But that wasn't always true. However, that did happen. Anywhere you go, you're going to have those kind of people who are desperate, who are looking for just anything they can get. I can remember one experience I did have with a pickpocketer. It wasn't me, but it was my companion. We were on a tram in Sarajevo, Bosnia. And these trams, they just pack as many people as can get in. So you're standing super close, bumping around, just kind of crazy. And my companion was standing right fairly close to me. I mean, we were arm's length away. But as we were standing on this tram, he looks behind at this guy and just kind of gives him this dirty look. And he says, "What are you doing?" And turns out the guy was trying to get into his pocket to steal his camera, but he'd felt it and caught him, and the guy hurried off the tram. And I mean, you can't really blame these people. They are in a tight situation with money, and so you just kind of learn to forgive and forget in most of these cases. But if you're smart about it, there's usually not any problems. Usually, if you can just be a good companion, watch out for one another, try not to keep things in your back pockets. I often, like, if I had a shoulder bag or something, I'd hold it in front of me. Just simple safety precautions, and usually you can go without any incidents. I never had any problems personally on my mission, so just use common sense. Don't have your wallet dangling on a chain out of your back pocket. I mean, that's just asking for trouble, but for the most part, you just got to be smart and you'll stay out of trouble.